Assalamualaikum and hello to Dr. Imran Ibrahim. So, today, I, Melissa Marzuki and my lab partner Nurul Dalila Samdin are going to present our very last lab report, which is lab 5. In this experiment, we are going to discuss about the bipolar junction transistors. So, first off, we start by getting to know with transistors. So, what is exactly a transistor? So, a bipolar transistor essentially consists of a pair of p-n junction diodes that are joined back to back. There are two types of transistors, which are PNP and also NPN, as you can see in my slide right now. So in each transistors, there are three layers of sandwich, which are conventionally called the collector, base, and also the emitter. So also in the diagram on my slide right now. Next off is the objective of this experiment. So the objective for this experiment is to determine the type of the given bipolar junction transistors. Then the experiment proceeds to one of the fundamental applications of the bipolar junction transistors. So let's move on to our experiment. So for the experiment, I prepare all the equipments that are going to be tested for today. So here we have the resistors, which has three resistors over here. We have RB with 100 kilo ohm, we have RC with 1 kilo ohm, and lastly we have RE with 330 ohms. So also right above here we have all the transistors. So for the first transistor is the BC546BP, second transistor BC178AP, and lastly the BC548BP. So we will going to start our experiment for part 1. So here I already have the digital multimeter. First off, we are going to start off by testing the first transistor. So I will connect the circuit and we run the circuit. Here we got 36.452 mega ohm. Stop the circuit. I'm going to test for the second one now. Let's run the circuit. And there's a simulation error has occurred, and this is because the transistor is actually a PNP type. That is why an error has occurred. So next off, we will going to test the third one. Let's run the circuit, and we get 36.452 mega ohm. So we're done with our transistors. Now we are going to test off with our resistors. So let's run the circuit, and we get 1 kilo ohm for RC. Let's run the circuit. We get 330 ohms. Stop. Lastly for RB, and we got 100 kilo ohms.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Dalila. So today I will explain to you the circuit in part 2 and part 3. Okay, first this is the circuit in part 2. For part 2 we want to measure the IB, IC, VCE and Vout. So first thing is run. So for IB we get 10 milliampere. IC we get 93.548 microampere. VCE we get 0 volt. And lastly, Vout we get 0 volt. Okay, next for part 3, part 3 also we want to measure the IB, IC, VCE and Vout. So we get the value for IB is 10 milliampere. For IC we get 93.545 microampere. So for VCE, we get negative 5.759 millivolt. And lastly, for Vout, we get 0 volt. Okay, that's all for part 2 and part 3.